right, welcome to Cafe Chronicles. We have Kimmie Horne in the house.
Oh my gosh, and it's an honor to be here. Congratulations, first of all, to you, Ted. I understand it's 1 year
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you so
it's
much.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, we've come such a long way.
Yes.
If you go back and look at the first podcast,
Mm.
I mean, the audio's off and the camera's blurry and spots. And
Isn't that the best part, though?
yeah,
You know, coming through the journey truly is
Yeah.
the best part. People say, it's failures or whatever. It's not. It's just I feel like it's a master class.
oh yeah, yeah.
You
As
know?
long as you're learning from the failures.
True.
I keep saying this, but yeah, that's the best way to learn.
That's the best way to learn. But this is very impressive. Again, congratulations. I'm so happy and proud of you.
Now, it's been a minute since I've seen you.
It has been.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
You know the first thing I thought of when I heard that you were going to come and do this?
Mm-hmm.
When you played here a couple times. This is a while ago.
Mm.
This is probably 10, I was probably longer than that.
Oh,
It's been a minute.
you're tapping into my memory banks now.
But this is before like we had wireless mics, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we used to have something we called the Kimmie Horne cable, right? Because
I believe it.
it was a cable for the microphone that was 100 feet long because you went out into the audience.
Yes.
And that was like, we only used it for you.
Oh, that's
So
so
that's what we call it.
special.
Yeah.
I am like that. Everyone knows, and I really received that. I'm actually pretty proud of that because not only you, but Al Foster,
Uh-huh.
too, my sound engineer, good friend. I mean, may he rest in peace. But the same thing, he said, Kimmie, we had to create some things just for you because my microphone always had my lipstick on it. I had my own microphone, and because of, like you said, me going out in the audience, and they had to create some things for me. So I love those kind
Yeah.
of stories because, time has moved so much. I mean, in terms of technology.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, I remember walking into, we had all the cables hanging, and we'd have the one long cable that just sat there
wow,
until you came.
wow.
Yeah.
It's so amazing to, just because I've been doing this for so long and the wonderful memories that sometimes people remind me of, like what you're sharing with me about the cable, it's so special because the Jazz Cafe, I mean, the intimate setting, the spot to be, even, I think before a lot of artists were even coming in, performing
hmm
in the cafe, correct?
Yeah.
First of all, it wasn't even a cafe. It wasn't even the name. It wasn't even named the cafe at that point.
Oh, it was just called Jazz Cafe. It wasn't
Just Jazz
Aretha's
Cafe,
Jazz
right.
Cafe yet.
Right, but it's so many memories. I love the journey and the process of all of these incredible moments. They really are moments, aren't they?
hmm
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they seem to fly by.
Time is fleeting. It truly is.
Yeah.
That's why I was so honored to be here today. And to hear that you've had your podcast now for a year.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty exciting. I'm so proud of that because I'm so into the production side of things.
Yeah.
As an artist, I love performing, I love singing, I love putting the show together, but the production of things is another kind of a excitement that I get. It brings me back home. My dad was a musician, he was a singer, he was a carpenter, so being in a family from 7 siblings, we always had a home studio in our home. I'm talking about the reel-to-reels. Literally, we went to school. We all went to school. When we came home, my dad had knocked out all the walls. The whole house was redone. And I kid you not, I mean, the whole upstairs was a recording studio. We had a drum set, we had bass amps, we had guitar amps, and guess who had to clean the instruments? Guess who had to sound check on the instruments?
Yeah.
That's why I love the drums today. Because my dad played drums too, but
I
was the
love the
first.
drums too.
Don't you love the drums?
do.
I'm a beat girl.
I have a kid at home.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Do you really?
I do.
Well, I got congas at home. I don't have a space for a kit,
Yeah.
but I have congas. But the same thing. I mean, I just grew up around that kind of music. And we used to have a lot of the different groups come through the house and record, and we all had now our bedroom, our kitchen was all in the basement. I mean, it was
Huh.
decked out. My dad was before his time in terms of laying out a floor plan, but that still today resonates with me as me
Yeah.
as I'm able to look at a situation in 3D like a blueprint.
Would he engineer the recording too?
He engineered the
Yeah.
recordings too. It was just
That's
amazing. You remember that reel to
fantastic.
reel,
Oh
don't you?
yeah.
We used to have to change the reel to reels, have to put them in the slots and where they
Yeah.
used to have to be.
You'd have to cut the tape to.
That's right. Now, we didn't do that. He didn't
Mm.
let us do that, but we experienced all of that. And the funny thing about it is that as a youngster, I had no idea that that was a big deal because it was just the way it was.
Yeah.
Music was always loud in the house. And, we had a garage that all of the neighborhood kids used to go out there and they used to have jam sessions. And I used to go over there and get my little bongos. I used to have the bongos. I was like the only girl over there because I just kind of took that tomboy thing and the music thing after my dad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was great.
Is that what got you to start singing?
I really do think so. It's the story is that I went to college, Ferris State. I went to college to be an anchor. That was my background, journalism.
Huh.
I'm telling you, and I told even Diana Lewis this story. It's like she was my model. She was like, I said, I want to go to college and I want to be a journalist and I want to be just like Diana Lewis. The way she carried herself on the air, so professional. And I used to see that every day. And so with that, it's like I went to school for that. I came home for one summer. When I came home for the summer, I wasn't able to go back to school the next semester. So my oldest brother, was a singer and performing and working in the studio a lot. And he said, Kimmie, how about you come into the studio and just do some backgrounds for me since you're home for the summer? And I went into the studio, and it was with Hank Cosby. Hank Cosby, Motown writer, with My Cherie
Yeah.
Moore. So he was the producer, and I went into the studio, and first of all, I was like, a real studio, because we grew up around reel-to-reels, and I think that, that was my studio in my head. But when I went to the real studio, and I'll never forget, I went in there, and after I sang backgrounds with Tony on his song, then Hank says, Kimmie, I want to try you on this lead. Let me try you on this lead. And I tried the song on the lead. And after I sang the song, Ted, literally, I was standing in that studio booth. And I think it was Sound Suite. It was Sound Suite Studios. I was standing in the center of that room, and as he played that song back, it's like my wheels started turning, and it's like, I'm a recording artist. I can do this.
You saw the light.
I saw the light, truly. And it was a full circle moment for me. And I decided right then, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. That's when I really start diving into the music.
How old were you at that time?
I was probably 18.
You
I
haven't
was
stopped
in.
since.
I hadn't stopped since 18. And it was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then even with that, I mean, you still go through a time of, I was selling cars. I worked at Page Toyota. I was there, and then I was working with 3 different bands. I worked with David Miles and Milestones. So I was a leader. I was a lead singer in that situation. Then I was with Intrigue, where I was with 3 girls like the Supremes, and we all wore the same outfits.
Yeah.
And so I had that going on. And then I was with Norma Jean Bell and the All-Stars. So we were like a big band, and we were traveling all over the place and just dancing our tails off and singing harmonies. So with all of those 3 different bands, plus being at the dealership, this is before I actually started selling cars, I was the receptionist. And so all of those things started to come together one day when they said, Kimmie, you're a receptionist. This was at the dealership. They said, why don't you try selling cars? You got the personality and you can really do well and everything. And it's like, okay, I'm going to try it. I tried it. I was there for probably a year. But this particular day, I worked my freaking tail off. I'm talking about, I talked to so many different people. I was writing up deals. I felt like I was just busy. I was just overwhelmed. But at the end of the night, it was one of those, it was a Monday night. So it was a 9 o'clock night. At the end of the night, I got to my car, and as I sat there, I was like tired. And I sat there and I was thinking, wait a minute. I didn't sell a doggone car. When I really sat down and just kind of reevaluated the whole day, it's like, oh my gosh, I talked to all these people, but I didn't sign anybody. It hit me.
Uh-huh.
And I said, you know what? If I'm going to work this hard, I'm working for myself. I never went back. And that changed the trajectory of my career. I was like, I'm working for myself. I started doing my own promotions. I started doing, I just took it seriously.
You started singing full time?
I started singing full time. And I was like, I'm all in. I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. Because I had already, worked the 9 to 5 or 9 to 9. And it's like, if this is a lot of work to be selling for someone else.
You were living in Detroit?
I was living in Detroit. Yeah. As a matter of fact, my sister always tells me this story because we were roommates and we had moved out, and it's just like, well, wait a minute. How are we going to, what do you mean you quit your job? I was like, no, I'm singing. I'm singing full time. And so I just started singing, and I truly, truly believe in that. When you close one door and you're ready and you open another door, the doors flew open, because then I got a call to go and sing with Quasar, which was past members of Chapter 8. Anita Baker was the lead singer, but she didn't want to go out on the road, and so I went. I was the lead singer, and that was my first time overseas. And I had to do it because the opportunity came. And again, I'm thinking like, oh, this is a blessing. Opportunity came. I went. I was there in Yokohama with 4 Detroit musicians, some of the top musicians, Buster Marbury, Donnie Lyles, David Washington, and Anestro on keys. And we went to Japan for 3 months. I'd never, ever been out of the country. And I knew the guys, but I didn't know them that well. But they trusted me, I trusted them, and we went there and we freaking killed it. I mean, we had the best time, but it was grueling. I mean, I shouldn't say it was grueling. It was a boot camp for me, because
It's probably a baptism by fire kind of.
Yeah, but it was incredible. And so, of course, young Kimmie got cameras, and I was taking pictures of everything. I dove into the culture. But I dove into it with cameras, you know, because Japan at the time, Electric City, it was like, all the guys were like, oh, Kimmie, you should, we were making big money. I mean, it was a huge time of transition in my life, but I absolutely loved it. But the decision in terms of, do I leave or do I stay, was huge for me.
Oh, I bet.
You know, because I was
your
young.
first time, too,
It was my
right?
first time. I didn't really know.
But you also made the decision to take care of everything on your own,
I
right?
did.
After leaving the dealership.
I did. I made that decision, but then more decisions came, and it was hard decisions. You know, as a young woman, and nobody was going overseas like a young woman, and I shouldn't say by myself, but I was by myself because I still didn't know the guys like that. But I knew we were coming from Detroit, and I felt like I was in good hands.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in good hands, and when we went out of the country, I learned so much. But I learned how amazing Japan was.
Now, what style of music were you doing?
We were doing jazz.
Jazz?
Oh, yeah, we were doing jazz. I was doing a lot of Anita Baker. I was doing a lot of Phyllis Hyman. We did some Whitney Houston, just like you said about the chord and being an extension of the chord. I mean, in terms of electronics and engineering, it was amazing. They recorded every night.
Oh, I bet.
You know, and it was like crystal clear. And the guys were really into technology and the sound, and they were like, oh, this is
The guys in the
best.
band?
Yeah, the guys in the band. Yeah, Buster Marbury, he had been traveling out of the country forever. All of them had been traveling. So I was a young woman in the green, coming in with older musical brothers that had traveled, and they really looked out for me. And it was the greatest experience ever. So it started there, and once I traveled there and I came back, 3 months, I got homesick. I was like, then I found out, like, wow, I was so grateful for that. I was like, I'm so glad I had a great foundation. My mother, I had religion under my belt, and I felt solid. But I did also feel sometimes that I feel for people who come out here and they're not on some kind of foundation, because there's so much coming at you. From pictures to Kimmie-san, 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 we want to take you here, we want to take you there. It's like, no, Kimmie-san, going to bed. But it was the best experience. I would not trade it for the world. And then later, probably several years later, then I got an opportunity to go over as a lead singer myself. I got a call to come in. Stevie Wonder, one of his background singers, Melody. She wasn't interested in going. Stevie Wonder had given her a call, and I was staying at her house in California. We were doing some recordings out there, and timing. She was like, I'm not interested in traveling right now, but I have somebody who would be interested. So it's like, now it's my opportunity to go over, and it was just me as a lead singer. And as I got ready to go, it was a 15-piece Japanese orchestra that I would be singing with. And again, I just had to go. Stevie Wonder, you have to go.
Yeah, you can't say no.
You can't say no.
Yeah.
But I tell you, when I got on that plane, that 24-hour, 16, 17-hour trip on the plane, Northwest Airlines at the time, and I was sitting there on the plane, I'm telling you, I was sitting there like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? By myself? But I learned so much, and it was like a month at a time. And I did that after I went the first
Back and
time.
forth?
Back and forth. Back and forth. So what I did is that it ended up being a 25-year journey of me going back and forth to Japan. But it was always March. I was the cherry blossom girl. I picked my month. It was incredible. And that it was the best, again, I say boot camp. It was the best boot camp for me, because I learned how to, every single day I was singing, except for on Sundays. But even on Sundays, so many promoters, audience participants, they wanted to take you out. They wanted to show you their culture. So it really wasn't rest for me. But I had to get my system together.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I lived just like the Japanese. I stayed in Gion. I got to see geisha girls. I got to actually, they dressed me up as a geisha girl. Some of my experiences are the most incredible experiences that I was able to not only do in Japan, but I brought those experiences back to the city.
That's great.
It really is an amazing story, because I'm telling you, one of the things that I learned when I was in Japan with the Japanese orchestra is that a lot of Japanese women were coming to me and like, Kimmie-san, please, because really in Gion or in Kyoto, it's still like one of the oldest cities in Japan. So what I learned is that a lot of the Japanese women, it still was like the men were first and the
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And the ladies were second. So Kimmie-san coming in, we had the best time, because it was like, Kimmie-san, I had created a production team. I'm telling you, just from the relationships, because the promoter was like, Kimmie-san, learn like Kimmie-san. See how Kimmie-san hold the mics? Watch Kimmie-san. Kimmie-san engaged with the audience, engaged like Kimmie-san. So not all the girls were coming to me. And so with that, what did I do? I created a Japanese Supreme production. I did. It was like a Motown Japanese Supreme. It's incredible.
Wow.
We went shopping. The promoter gave me rights to be able to take them shopping. We got boas. We had dresses.
You had to get rights?
I didn't get rights. All I had to do was just sit down and talk to the promoter.
Oh, okay.
Because where it was an intimate setting. It was an intimate setting, and it was intimate clubs that we were doing. So what we did is that so many of the Japanese women were so interested in learning American culture and Motown. I did like Tina Turner. I mean, Kimmie's on Tina. Kimmie Power. I mean, really, I created a whole thing. We laugh about it now, but the girls used to say, Kimmie Power. Like they're pushing up with their fingertips because they didn't know women who could do what I did, and I came in.
Right.
But I enjoyed it. I had a Japanese ballet guy, and that is somebody who translates a lot for me. And he is same age as I, and we became good friends. And I said, "Oh, you're my homie. Oh, you my homie. You're my Detroit homie." That's what I told him. And so we used to have a great, great time, Izumi. And he says to me, I wanted to record some CDs because it's very easy to record already. Technology is incredible. You can just say, "Hey, I want to record tonight." You got the best engineers. You got the best everything. Just push play, And so I said, I want to record, and I want to release a CD since I'm over here for a month. I want to do it live, Kimmie Horne live in Kyoto. So I'm coming up with these concepts, and as quickly as I came up with these concepts, they were on them. And so I was like, I want to go to the music store and
Wait a minute. Did that happen? Did you release something?
I actually released
okay.
Yeah, Kimmie live in Kyoto.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for 2 years. 2 years. We came up with different concepts because now it's like we are creating a market. And we went to the music store, big music store there in Japan, and he said, Kimmie-san, they don't do this normally. Japanese they don't bring in independent artists. They only work like big corporations, Kimmie-san, only big corporations. I said, just translate for me. And let's walk into the music store. Trust me. Because I was different. Ted, I'm coming in with this big hair, this big, look, black woman coming up in there. And, really. And we walked in there, and he talked to them, and they saw me, and I had my CD. We had just recorded it live at the club, and we got that freaking deal. And then when we got done, look, when we left out of that store, my CD was in the, where is it when you go in and you put the earphones on and you can go and listen to?
Like a little listening room?
It's a listening room.
Yeah.
The CD was there. And Izumi says to me, he said, Kimmie-san, you something. I said, Izumi, just trust me. Just let's have fun. And every inch of it was a growing, and it also teaches you that it's about relationships.
Yeah, and that's great that you can have fun doing it.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people take it so seriously.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, we have to do this and this and this, and they don't have any fun with it.
Oh my gosh. You know, and that really that's a mindset.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy mindset to be in. I'm pretty optimistic naturally, because again, there are times when I listen to other people and I understand their frustration, but I knock that off me because, it's all about how you walk your path. I really, really believe that. I truly believe that. And that's what changed that. And just like his eyes were changed, the promoter's eyes were changed because they didn't have the resources and they didn't have the finances to put behind me. But it's like, I'm behind myself. I'm different. I'm here in Japan, literally. This was a spiritual moment because I used to get up early. Our time difference was so different, so I was still on our time. So I'm up early, and I'm walking through the streets of Japan, really super safe. I'm walking through the streets of Japan.
And clean, right?
It's super clean. Super clean, super safe, and they're actually super polite.
Oh, yeah.
They're super polite if you're polite. Now, I was one of them people like, Ohio gozaimashita, Ohio gozaimashita. So many times after the show when people want you to come and sit at their table, a lot of artists may not want to go and sit. They want to take their break. But to me, I want to go sit at the table because I want to learn about them and they want to learn about me. That's the best lesson for them because they want to learn English. And they want to, people say, well, do you speak Japanese? Skoshi. I speak a little Japanese. I sing in Japanese. I learn Japanese songs. I sang in Japanese to the audience. But I was willing to learn because it was like, God, this is amazing. Just like the ladies that were so excited to participate in my production, it was so easy. Nobody's lazy. Everybody's just like, what do you need? Give me some. What? I mean, I got hair grease. I did their hair. I was like the makeup artist. I was the hair artist. I was the designer. But I took it under my wing, and that all comes from, again, home.
Mhm.
My dad. Again, and so I had the best time. I had the best time of my life. And still today, when I came home, it helped me. My Japanese experiences helped me so immensely because it helped me to come back here. And, well, first, let me backtrack a little bit. When I had my little apartment, it's a small apartment, it's like the size.
Yeah.
Maybe I had a little doorway to the restroom, but it's very small and intimate. I loved it because, first thing you learn is that you don't need as much stuff as you think you need.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I literally put a towel over the TV, and I didn't use the TV for a whole month because I was focused on my keyboard. I was focused on music. I was focused on health. I was doing this Japanese sauna every day. And I was mentally reading the artist way. I was reading about artists. I was reading about growth. And because of that, it helped me truly calm down from the hustle and bustle of doing my own thing in the city, like in Detroit. Because, you got to
You get
hustle.
caught up with
You
it.
got to
You get
work.
caught up
You got
in
to.
it.
You
Yeah.
get caught up in it before you know it. You're moving like this. But when you're in a place to where it's like it's just this small place, and you have to focus on what you're going to do the next day, just in Japan. Oh my God, it was the best. I really think it was all in divine order. So what it did is just open me up to be able to not just produce, but to sit back and really look at all of the to look at my journey that I had already run. And because of that, I was able to journal, sit and write. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm wide awake after a show, but because it's in Detroit time, it's like 3 in the afternoon or 2 in the afternoon. So at those times, I'm at my most peaceful time, and I was free. I was free to just. I was free to grow. It was
Sure.
amazing, and Japan also taught me how to tap into my womanship. And what I mean by that is that at home and running a band and having a show, you have to wear the pants, you got to wear the skirt, you got to wear the hat, you got to wear the hat backwards.
Yeah.
You got to do whatever you need to do to be able to keep it moving. But here, with the Japanese orchestra, all I needed to be was a lady. Oh,
Yeah.
I
See,
turned
I've never
into.
been overseas, but I can just imagine when you you submerge yourself in a different culture, you
Yes.
start taking on, especially like in Japan,
Yeah.
because I don't know if they like Buddhist. Is Buddhism still
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
I
absolutely.
studied a lot of Buddhism,
Oh,
and I can
absolutely.
see how that could like seep into you.
Oh my gosh, the peacefulness.
Yeah.
And the ability to just be kind. The streets were filled with people. And literally, like I was sharing with you, as I walked down the street, it hit me that I was walking and everyone was like here and I'm up here. But I could see way down. I could see so far to how many people. It was like a sea of people, but I was seeing over everybody. And I just was walking, I was just thinking, wow, thank you. I was grateful to be in that place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I really took it in to a spiritual depth that I have never known before. And it woke up some things in me. And so often, again, with the ladies that came over to me and said, Kimmie, son, we want to do like you. We can't do it here. We can't. But as we did that tribute and we did those things and we did those shows and I encouraged those women. I mean, I had to show them how to walk in heels. It was beautiful. I mean, it was so beautiful. And I realized that, wow, how much we take for granted,
Yeah.
number one. So I felt like, God, these women are coming to me. When I got ready to leave, the tears were so profound and the cries were so, like, hostile almost, like, give me low. I mean, it was,
Plus, they love jazz music.
oh, my gosh.
I know that.
They love jazz music. And what I brought to jazz there was they used to call me like the Tina Turner of jazz. Because it wasn't just Kimmie standing in the microphone singing. It was me moving around and getting people involved.
Yeah.
So
Did you do any Sade?
I did not do any Sade.
No.
But I definitely did. Sade is not as popular in Japan as like an Aretha Franklin or Tina Turner or just like Natalie Cole. I mean, some of those jazz, Ella Fitzgerald. So
Yeah.
I stuck to those things, you know.
Because you're doing a tribute to Sade.
I am doing a tribute to Sade.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it is Friday, and I'm so
Friday,
excited about that. March 20th. Yeah, Friday, March 20th, right here at the Music Jazz Cafe, and I'm so excited about that.
Now, is this part of like Women's History Month that you're doing this?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's a part of Women's History Month, and part of me choosing Sade is a time of me coming out of my 10-year stint of the Kimmie Horne Jazz Festival. I launched it in 2016, and we closed it out on top, 2025, with the proclamation from the city of Southfield's mayor for me to really do it whenever I wanted
what
to
a
do it.
festival.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a
You talk about a journey.
Yeah,
I mean, that was...
That was a journey.
Yeah.
That was a journey. And it was a huge journey, too, because in 2016, we launched in the Lathrop Village.
Yeah,
Lathrop Village is a
remember.
small community, one day, free festival. And you know, Ted, I mean, it's like, it stormed on that day. It stormed on the Jazz Festival day, but it didn't matter because I was there. And to still see people come out, to still see the excitement of people being there. It was a free outdoor festival. My first year that I had to actually go out for sponsors, going out and reaching out, that was new for me. I never had to do that before. I always only provided live entertainment for people who paid for me to provide the entertainment.
Yeah.
And it was an area where they had never had any festival before. So we were tapping into new grounds.
Yeah.
So it was all new. So we tapped into that. It was like a boutique jazz festival is what I called it, because I wanted to kind of keep a little, you know, like a little house thing, meaning, you know, in terms of a footprint.
Sure.
But again, I just pulled again from my dad, from him tearing out those walls. And I'll never forget, my husband's like, I think you should do your own jazz festival. And I was like, well, my name on it? Are you kidding me? I'm not about to put my name on something, and I have no idea what's going to happen. He said, that's the only way that you're going to make it. I said, what about Jazz in the Village? It's like, no, because when you go and plug it into different cities, it can't be Jazz in the Village. You got to put your name on it. I put my name on it. It was the best thing I could have done. Best thing I could have done. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we launched in 2016 as a one-day jazz festival. It grew. We outgrew the property in 2 years. Southfield mayor came to me and Lathrop Village when he saw the festival, and he said, oh, my gosh, can you bring this to the city of Southfield?
Do you remember who your first artist was?
Oh, absolutely. The first person I called was Al McKenzie.
Oh, okay.
Al McKenzie on keys. That's the first person I called because I needed a musical
great.
director. You know, and if I was going to do it, I needed a team. You know, I knew it was a new venture for me, and I needed a team. And when I talked to him, the first thing he said, Kimmie, if anybody can do this, you can. He said, because you have the energy, you have the personality, and he said, just one thing that I asked of you. And I said, what is that, Al? He said, please let artists do what they do. don't try to dictate how they should come in and produce their show. And I said, why would I do that? He said, because some festivals do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I listen, I didn't even know that. But I immediately, again, when I threw my hat in the ring and I started to do it, I started to learn that, wow, okay. I said, no, it's the Kimmie Horne Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
It's uniquely me.
Now, at the beginning of this, you were talking about production and kind of, so.
It's it's full circle.
Yeah.
Over and over again. And then when Al said that he would come in, he said, I got the musicians. He said he had the back musicians. I brought in the artist. I talked to the artist. And it was an opportunity too. Again, that Japanese experience, because I wanted to do something where it's like, God, I'm overseas and I'm loving on these people and they're loving on me, literally. Oh, they were my sisters and I love you and I love you. And I said, you know what? When I go back to Detroit, I'm going to love on people like this. Do you know what I'm saying? It opened my eyes up to a different, I was like, we need love. You know, and although, again, me, optimistic, hugging, loving and everything, but it's like, no, I want to bring support to different artists. And I want to have something where I have a stage, one stage, where everybody can grace this stage. And us musicians, it's like, for me, it's a musical family affair. That is what my mission was. It wasn't even about the audience at
Festivals
that time.
can be like that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I launched it. It's like, it's not really, it's about the audience, but it's more about this one stage and us sharing the stage. I want to play with Dave McMurray.
Yeah.
I want to bring Racy Biggs on the stage. I want to be able to sit and watch. I want to talk to these people. I want to talk to my musical peers. Yeah. And the only way we can do it is that you say, hey, let me book you and let's do this. And that's how it launched.
Yeah, because all those interactions backstage, like before they go on, when they come off, between the musicians.
Oh, my gosh. It's so special.
Yeah.
And that is what the Kimmie Horne Jazz Festival was. I mean, even to the point where I brought in ice cream sponsors because I said, listen, you can bring your ice cream truck and you can sell all the ice cream you want. I won't charge you a vendor's fee or anything. But I need comps because what I want to do is that I want to buy each one of these musicians an ice cream. No, really. Yeah. It's like I could do whatever I want to do. Yeah. You know, it's like I want to buy an ice cream. I want to have a healthy juice that I can say, hey, guess what, Randy Scott? You want a green juice?
Yeah.
I want to give it to you.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's about us. Then if we're happy, then the audience is going to be happy because they're getting a free concert.
Yeah.
So that's how it launched. So anyway,
because that's going to show to the audience.
It's going to show. Oh my gosh, it's going to show to us. So 2016 to 2025, we grew. It was a master class in production, and so I end this chapter to be able to open another chapter. Yeah. So that's where the tribute to Sade, really resonates.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that festival.
Oh, thank you, Ted. Yeah. I mean, it really is. It's been a journey. Yeah. It's been an incredible journey and incredible testimonies from behind the scenes of the journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
So the Sade is March 20th.
It's March 20th. Seating is 7 p.m. Come and get your seats early.
Yeah.
And then
Are there tickets still available?
Tickets are still available at this point. I think so. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that because it's like one chapter is closing and another chapter is open. And the Sade tribute is truly, I love her style. I love her alto voice because that is where I resonate at. And then even for my band, I mean, to calmly play the grooves, but it's about a vibe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be all. It's gonna be vibing up in here on that next Friday. Really, March 20th. It's all about
this
vibe.
Friday.
Oh my gosh!
It's in a couple of days.
That's amazing. See how days
Yeah.
See how days.
I
So
know.
yeah, so that's I'm pretty excited about that. And I am truly honored to be able to do it here at
Oh,
Aretha's Jazz
we're
Cafe.
honored to have you.
I am.
Yeah.
And, with the podcast here today and with Sky Cummington, the preservation of jazz, I think it's wonderful. I think it's great what she's doing. I am looking forward to this Friday.
Yeah.
Truly, I am. The
All right.
band is exciting.
Yeah. Before I let you go,
Mm-hmm.
what we do on Cafe Chronicles,
Okay.
we ask you to recall a memory you had at the cafe. Something that just pops in your head, whether it be somebody you saw, the conversation you had, a performance
Okay.
that you had.
At the cafe.
Yeah,
Okay.
just something,
Okay. Okay.
Something pops in your head.
You know what pops in my head? Now, it's with Sky. It's a wonderful memory with Sky.
Okay.
And the reason why it's connected because it didn't happen here at the cafe, but it happened, and it was such a string of pearls that it meant so much to me.
Okay.
And with the Satin Down Review,
Sure.
I'm Sarah Vaughan, so I do the tribute to Sarah Vaughan, and when again when they were at the festival, I had the Satin Downs there, and because I'm part of production too, it's like something happened with the generators.
Uh-oh.
And so, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm getting ready to go on stage as a Satin Down, but the generator, something happened, and it's like I got to deal with the generator.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, at the moment, I was in an overwhelmed state at that one moment. And she said, "Beloved,"
Of course she did.
she said, "Beloved, calm down." And I said, "Oh my God, I didn't get a chance to change my hair to Sarah." And she said, "1 minute." And she disappeared. And she came back and she had this hairnet. And she put it on my head. And immediately, it's like I became Sarah. So it's such a touching story because I tell her that all the time. She crowned me. And not only that, and I'm sure everybody knows if you're doing some kind of production, that anxiety moment is very real.
Oh, yes.
And you have to namaste yourself back to some place to where you feel like you're
Or
legitimately a human being again, right? So
or it'll cripple you.
it'll cripple
it'll
you,
stop
right?
you in your tracks.
Oh
if
my
you
God!
let
So
it.
I was stopped in my tracks, and I was like, I was at an anxiety moment that I had never been at before, and what she did to me, she calmed me immediately. So that's why I bring up that memory. I mean, I know it is a jazz cafe because it's connected to something, the preservation of jazz, and it's connected to Aretha's Jazz Cafe, and it's connected to Women's History Month because Women History, she calmed me at a moment that I was able to not only go on stage and do my part, but when I stepped off the stage, I was able to handle that generator issue, and everything worked out. So I'm just saying, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sky's fantastic.
I'm touched by that myself.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, hey, thank you so much for doing this.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. And I'm so honored. And, I think this could be a moment too. Just
Sure.
coming up to this 6th floor when I know that I've come up here before.
Yeah.
And to come up here and to see your area, your space of your new podcast. Again, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Because as productions or as folks behind the scenes and as now, we all have to be our own TV show.
Yep. We do,
Kudos
don't we?
to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
do.
Seriously, kudos to you because it's more than just content. It's real life.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Kimmie Horne. Thank you.